Today, welcome.
Good morning to you
for joining us on this Monday morning.
Indeed.
Happy belated Father's Day to you.
Thank you very much.
Hope you had some rest. So, because today we want to talk some serious business. What is going on with John Edwards?
Well, actually, nothing more is going to go on with John Edwards. Last week on Wednesday, the United States Attorney's Office announced that they are not going to proceed on the remaining 5 counts. And so John Edwards is in the clear. His defense team, headed by Abby Lowell, can breathe a sigh of relief, and he can move on. It was expected that that announcement was going to take place, but it has actually taken place now. And so the case is over with. It's closed. The book on John Edwards is closed as far as prosecution. Of course, his political future and future as a trial lawyer still remain to be seen.
Now, Roger Clemens' trial is starting really in earnest this week. Tell us what's going to be happening this week.
Well, the trial is over with. The jury has now handed the case last Wednesday. They basically got together and elected a foreman and got their organizational plan put together. And they asked for a copy of all of the exhibits, the master exhibit list. They were not in deliberations on Thursday and Friday because the court had something else scheduled. So today begins the real serious deliberation. My guess is, given the fact that they asked for that list of all of the exhibits, that it's going to take a while. There's 2 witnesses that are critical to the prosecution. Brian McNamee, whose reputation has been damaged a little bit because of his history of prevarication, and Andy Pettit, who basically said it's 50-50 whether or not he really heard Roger Clemens say what he thought he heard. So it's a pretty weak case as far as those witnesses, but it remains to be seen. If you're a big baseball fan as a juror, probably you give Roger Clemens a little bit of a pass. If you're not, maybe you don't. Remember, it's not about using steroids or performance enhancement drugs. It's about lying to Congress about doing so.
Oh, wow. Big trouble. Also, America's been watching this Jerry Sandusky case. Where's that going today?
That's a tough case. There were 10 accusers. 2 didn't show up, but 8 testified over the last week, 10 days, and frankly, it was heart-wrenching. The defense now is going to try and prove that these young fellows got together and sort of put a story together and manufactured lies. And also, interestingly, that Mr. Sandusky suffers from a personality disorder. Everyone seems to be saying that they expect Sandusky is going to testify. Frankly, I would be surprised if he does, and I'll tell you why. If he does, there will be the words of all of those accusers thrown back at him, and the case will be tried again in front of the jury, and it'll make it worse than it already is. So frankly, I think what they're going to do is put on the evidence of his personality disorder. They're going to try through circumstantial evidence to show that the accusers are not reliable, but frankly, if he testifies, it may be big trouble for him.
One quick question on that. The Sandusky trials seem to go so quickly compared to some others, like the Roger Clemens one that's been dragging on forever. So what makes that difference of some trials are quick and some are, drag out? Sometimes
it's the defense lawyers who want to get the case on rapidly. Sometimes it's the prosecution who wants to get the case on rapidly. In Sandusky's case, you'll remember they even waived a preliminary hearing and went right to trial. And then once they got the trial date and they got close to trial, they asked for a continuance, but the prosecution objected to it and the court wouldn't give it to them. So in Sandusky's case, a speedy trial may not necessarily be what he wanted, but that's what he got. In the case of Roger Clemens, you remember it's been tried before and it was mistried, and then it had to be tried again, so that's why it's been taking so long on that case.
Wow. Well,
thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us this morning. And if you want to get a hold of John Patrick Dolan, all you have to do is go to his website right there, dolanlawoffices.com. We will have a link on our webpage at KMIR6.com. It is Monday.